My guest today is Mr. Trent Montgomery, a professional ballerino for Les Ballets Trockadero de Monte Carlo at world-famous all-male, gender-skewing comic ballet troupe that parodies the conventions of romantic and classical ballet. So what does that mean? It means the dancers portray both male and female roles in a humorous style that combines parodies of ballet, posing, and physical comedy with straighter pieces intended to show off the performer's technical skills. Much of the humor comes from the male dancers performing en travesty, roles usually reserved for females, while wearing tutus and dancing on point. The first inception of the Trocks, as they call themselves, was in New York City in 1972. But it wasn't until 1974 that they became officially known as Les Ballets Trockadero de Monte Carlo. Since then, the ballet troupe has received international success with a wide audience appeal, having performed for Shirley MacLaine and at the Royal Variety Performance for Prince Charles. In 2017, the troupe was profiled in Bobby Joe Hart's documentary film, Rebels on Point, which you can see on Prime. Mm-hmm. It is with great pleasure I welcome to the table the ambitious, unique, and well-traveled ballerino and star of Les Ballets Trockadero de Monte Carlo, Mr. Trent Montgomery. Yay! And I know y'all are all shocked that I can say that.
I'm cheering every time you get the French kind of right.
I wish everybody that's listening could see you guys cheering me on because I have practiced. Is Trockadero supposed to be Trockadero with a rolled R?
It is a Spanish word.
However you want to say it.
Is it a Spanish word?
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean?
The company is based out of
Monte Carlo?
Yes. And also like the style that we pull from is from Russian ballet style. So the voiceover, like the top of the show, we do a voiceover at the very beginning of the show. And it's done in a slight Russian accent to help the audience get used to the ballerina names, which are all in different type of Russian accents and everything as well.
I had an exceptionally good time learning about the history of en travesty performances. And so en travesty dates back to the 1600s when women, it was immoral for them to be on stage.
Like in Shakespeare, right?
Yes.
That's like famous.
Yes. Yeah. So yours is comedy, but Shakespeare was serious.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All the male and the female roles were played by men.
Yeah. And a lot of the female roles were played by younger men just because of the voice and everything too.
Mm-hmm. The documentary I watched was called Rebels on Point.
Yes.
It's interesting that they talked about ballet is steeped in so much history and that it feels elitist. But the Trox performances are fun entertainment for all. They've kind of brought it to mainstream.
Absolutely. And I also think that they bring a humanity to ballet that we miss a lot because ballet is kind of put on this perfectionist kind of pedestal. You know, it started in this aristocratic type of time period. And I think just being able to laugh at dancers like falling on stage or a dancer in the wrong spot, I think those are such human moments that we experience and we don't see that on the stage. So I think it's so important to have those moments. And it allows the audience to just relax and just enjoy the experience and enjoy the entertainment.
It's slapstick.
Yes, exactly.
It with a lot of talent.
Yes. Yeah.
Slapstick on point. Maybe they should just call it, instead of Rebels on Point, they should just call it Slapstick on Point.
I think that's great. I think the audience is always surprised when they get to our show and they're like, oh, wait, they can actually dance and they actually have technical ability because they think it's just going to be a bunch of drag queens prancing around on the box.
I know a little bit about ballet. I was a kid on Point 1,000 years ago, and Point is so hard.
Yes.
And I'm a little bit angry when I watch the men on Point because your legs are so much stronger than ours. They are so good on Point.
I'm sure.
I think I really appreciate point work and like being able to study it. I think there's such a beautiful gracefulness that comes, especially with the difficulty that comes with point work. It's so hard to bring apart that graceful kind of quality. But I think the Trox is really effective in pushing this kind of hyper physicality with the point shoe and using the point shoe as that type of tool.
And the amplifying of your movements.
Yes.
You cannot just do your regular stuff. Everything's got to be over the top.
Exactly. They always say that it takes like a year to become a Trockadero dancer. And
really?
I completely agree because it's just a new way of moving and also a new way of expanding your body past this kind of classical art form that we're used to being in.
takes a year.
Yes. Yeah.
And lifting those guys is a lot. So you may be better on point, but you have to lift these really heavy guys. Some of these guys are big shouldered guys.
Oh, yes.
Did you look smaller to me? Were you lifted?
It really depends. Like I came into the company already with some point training, so I went already into like a lot of point roles.
A guy with point training?
Yes, yeah.
They do that now?
I actually did a lot of that actually here in Arkansas.
In Southeast Arkansas?
Yes.
Well, you have to be able
Give
to
a shout out to your teacher. Who's your teacher?
My two main ballet teachers were Rebecca Stalcup and Melinda Tobian, and she was the one that really started and allowed me to wear point shoes in class and allowed me to learn these female roles and do the female variations. And so I'm very grateful for them because I never would have been able to do this and without their support.
It's all on point.
Yes, yes.
And tutus.
And tutus. And eyelashes and wigs and
watching them put their makeup on is why I have so much makeup on today.
You had to show off a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
I didn't know if Trent was going to come and drag or not. And I was going to compete.
You were going to be ready.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out the full interview on the right side of the screen. Want to see more of Kerry's interviews? Subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date with all of her latest shows. And as always, thank you for watching.